$4:20 Mountain Time.
4:20 Mountain Time.
Central Time. Central Time. No one ever knows what time zone I am.
Central. Is it
Central?
That's the first thing I wanted to say.
And welcome to the stream, everybody.
Very flat right.
Oh man, that was.
I wait for the most inopportune, awkward moment to just
Always.
start the stream.
Either the dog or me complaining.
Either the dog.
No. Oh god.
So this is going really well so far.
Here we are. Happy Thursday. It's November 5th. Just for the scholars who are
dude,
assembling.
I gotta watch V for
future.
Vendetta today.
That's
is
true.
it? Yeah. The gunpowder plot.
Yeah. Ooh, you
Pretty
got
good.
him. Got him.
Yeah.
Oh, oh man, I totally forgot. I'm such an idiot. Guy Fawkes Day.
Guy Fawkes attempted to blow up the Houses of Parliament.
So, for anyone who actually tuned in to see anything relevant to what it is that we do here, welcome.
Hey, what are we doing today with Sam, you look like you're in charge.
That's a common misconception, but I'll run with it anyway. We are here, friends, family, and countrymen, to look at my Facebook chat. Where the hell is the Pro Tools window?
There
we go.
Freeze that. See that we've been talking all sorts of smack.
Oh, that's so annoying. My mix window is on a different
Chirping
desktop.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So don't anyone
Get it on
screen
the
cap
other
that.
desktop, dude.
They're gonna see our innermost conversations.
Yes.
Chaos 6 says those are nice waves, which would breed me to my first point about I would use other DAWs, but Pro Tools just makes waveforms look better than all other DAWs.
Yeah, why is that? I had to do a significant amount of tweaking in Cubase to make them look remotely palatable.
Dude,
And that's such a stupid thing you don't think about.
I know, dude. That's like my main complaint about Ableton too, is like the waveforms don't look pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like a dumb thing to complain about? I feel like
you're in Ableton and you're looking at waveforms, so that's your first problem.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Shots fired. Where's
more
Eric?
like Disableton.
Ooh.
Wow. So now that we've successfully attacked all walks of life,
So we're looking at a Pro Tools, and it's so colorful and dense. What are we looking at, Sam?
yeah. So what? So I'm gonna hide these tracks real quick because that's what I'm using to work on tabs for you folks. But this is a breakdown of all of the separated sections of our most recent, call it like metal single, full band single. I was gonna say most recent single in the last post, and then I realized we did the acoustic thing, and I'm like, I don't know what to.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say the most recent real song that we put out.
The hard-hitting hard rock single from
the most recent real song we put out. Boom, roasted.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with all of those.
Oh, speaking of roasts, Richard, can I share my roast because I thought it was really good?
You have to say yes.
Yes, you can.
I forgot how it went.
The end result.
Wait, was it Richard Blumenthal looks like a person who'd be a viable option for the super soldier serum. He's Chris Evans pre-Captain America.
Yeah. Like I look like someone that the government would want to experiment on to make them jacked and super soldier.
And I don't even remember how we began talking. This is like 2 a.m. last night. We were talking.
Well, because
Somehow.
we were just talking about the music industry and what other options we could do, and perhaps
Oh yeah,
join
you were
the
saying
armed
you're gonna go.
forces for a brief stint.
Yeah.
Then, probably my vision correction would be an issue, so the government would have to pay for my LASIK. And while they're going in there fixing stuff, they might as well give me some funk.
Give me some
No.
chunk.
Give us chunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me a good dumper.
this is good. Oh, I gotta watch Full Metal Jacket now.
Oh, dude, your
Okay,
dad's here.
so we're looking at our hard rock single, as probably Bandcamp had to qualify it
yes.
because their genre tags are terrible.
If anyone can help us with genre tags in the future,
Yeah.
they have yet to, as progressive a country as we are, as in progressive music, we're not very progressive in our genre tags. If we could
Genre tags.
we could have one that just says I don't identify as such, that'd be great.
It's true. That's why I use not jazz.
we need all the not genres. I like this. So anyway, I thought a great place to start with this demonstration of us not a gent band would be with our gentiest song. What I've actually laid out here is, for those of you who are not aware, the mix was actually flawlessly put together by our buddy Adam Bentley of Arch Echo, who I'm gonna be totally pestering soon to come join us on one of these to talk about some of the stuff that he's been doing lately, which is just a lot of cool stuff. So if y'all want to see that, F's in the chat. And
That's pretty good. Look at you, Twitch Master Sam, getting the link.
Yeah. Go to my PayPal, Adam Benjamin at paypal.com. Send me money. I'm desperate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we actually are looking at here, the colored tracks are the separated stems that Adam so graciously, Adam Bentley, because I'm bringing different Adams into this conversation now, so graciously provided us, that are mix downs of each of the separated parts, and they sound fantastic. And I've actually paired them with these gray groups. If you check out here, these are all the separated tracks that I ended up sending him initially. So drums, you can see we got a whole bunch of stuff going on, full of tracks. This
is so organized. How'd you do that?
Yeah. Simultaneously showing off the new features of, quote unquote new, of Pro Tools 2020, new to James, was new to me.
What do you mean new to James?
You remember that?
Oh, yeah,
that day
I
you realized Pro Tools did things?
What do you mean? Oh wait, yeah, you're right.
It was such a good day for everyone. So yeah, we can dive into a bit of those. So I thought it'd be fun to actually just play through the beginning of this and sort of A/B between like the mix down stems, because this isn't actually the final master either. Ermin Hamidovic put his own secret sauce on the final thing, which is amazing. But this is like pretty damn near close. And it might be cool to sort of hear the comparison of like where a mix starts in like the production phase, when we're like, okay, pencils down, this needs to actually be properly mixed and things put in their proper places, versus where it actually ended up. And some of the comparisons are pretty shocking. So let's start with the original mix, and I'll bounce back and forth between the colored tracks, which is the mix down that Adam Bentley provided us, and the gray tracks, which are the premix stems. So let's check out some of that.
Sorry, can we pause?
And let's make sure we're also doing.
That's not really good so far. No, I just had a question. By premix stem, what does that mean in SAM terminology? Because it's not raw.
Yeah, that's true. And I am curious if anyone wants to talk more about that process at all, because when you're committing to sounds as you're producing a song, generally you're building like your like perception of how the song like hits you emotionally, and like where you're putting things and how many other extra parts in production tips and tricks you're like adding or taking away based on like what those tracks sound like right there. So it seems kind of counterintuitive to just like go and completely remix the entire thing and like totally just throw all like the purpose of recording guitar DIs would not be for the sole purpose of like, oh, we're 100% gonna trash everything about the guitar tone or everything about the bass tone, because when we were playing and recording those parts, those tones influenced how we arranged the song and how we were playing those parts. So even if they do end up getting changed, we're still going to be like referencing those things. So like piano, for example, came in raw, but we had some processing that we thought sounded good in the context of the mix where it was before being sent off to be mixed. So all of those changes and moves, whether it be like the distortion on the bass tone running through a cab sim and all that stuff, and the guitar tones on this song were printed by the Axe Effects. We actually saved all those and sent them through to Adam. So I think one of the main things you're going to hear is a large amount of like low mids and low end that anything isolated will sound better with, because let's face it, full range frequency information sounds great. That's why large mixes sound great. So if you treat every single track like its own full mix, it doesn't really
take up everything. Spread out. Make yourself at home. But
which is, you know, it's
when we
it's
all
too
have
bad.
to live together, we each only get one room.
Yes, we all live in
That's
the same
the analogy.
house. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, as you were.
Yeah,
we played 2.5 seconds of music so far.
Let's as we go through this, anyone who's listening, definitely immediately let me know if we're hearing any strange like doubling or anything. But I think we got the audio stuff nailed down this time around. So let's play through the maybe the first section here up through some vocals, and we'll see what we're dealing with. Switch it. Here, let's get back. Acoustics skewing the mix. There's some pre-mix stuff. I was impressed how full just the guitar, bass, drum, piano section sound. Without any vocal processing. That's interesting. So this AB is a little disingenuous, I think, because now that I'm thinking about it, the vocals were definitely processed a bit more, I think, before sending them off to mixing. And this is actually a pretty good point to make. When you're dealing with somebody as masochistic as I am, you tend to have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tracks. But with vocals especially, you can see all the different little, just crank the waveform sausages there. We have lots of stuff going on and lots of layers, and that's become sort of part of Adam's sound in the landscape of Aviations. So that's not something we want to ignore, but it is something that's going to need some treatment and some like kind of direction to the person who's mixing the final product to actually know how to like navigate any of that. Beforehand, it would just be like really unfortunate to like force someone to make all of those decisions for you, because like we were saying before, a lot of the creative decisions that we want to translate into the final mix sort of need to be baked in some way. So I think actually after a handful of back and forths, let's even just like
backs and forth.
backs and forths is yes.
Yeah.
We landed
Maybe
on
even
this
back and
balance.
fifth.
This is great.
I'll let that sit there.
You're just gonna let anyone else
This
enjoy
is the balance that we landed on, of course.
Agreed. So when working on this with Bentley, we had to land on the balance of like the harmonies versus the lead and the balance like within the harmonies themselves, because there's just a lot going on. Let's see which one of these. I can just isolate just the vocals here. Expanding dark tides, no reach. So we have these nice thick chords with cool motion and stuff like that, and I'm a big stickler for having certain notes like pick out once they actually make it in the mix, and it I think the first pass when I initially just sent Adam like 300 tracks or whatever silly amount it was. Actually, I think it was more closer to actually that range for Outliers. And we didn't have the balance going really well. So I had to like, after a few back and forth, it was like, hey, let's just have me print some stuff and then send it. So like the big thing I learned from this whole process when
I was just about to ask that. Sam, what would you say was like the biggest thing that you took away from this process?
is committing to more stuff like way earlier in the process.
Just
let's not unpack that at all. So
but do you find that like do you think that correlates with anything else in your life, or is it just
Can we just change this to Aviation's facetious group therapy? Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, we basically ended up at the end, I think, with like 1 or 2 vocal stems that we were EQing and balancing in the mix. And actually, I think all of these stems are dry. Right? There wasn't any. What is that effect voice? That's printed. Streaming thoughts down collectively. Do that low octave stuff we've been messing a lot with on music too. Like it's cool. We used to do that a lot on the light years. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, just a handful of spots, like really hard tuned stuff, almost for just like the vocodery kind of effect anyway. But now if Adam can get like 90% of the way there, it really helps me to like hyper tune those below his like natural voice so that it like feels really glued and locked in and full sounding. Oh yeah, there's a cool chord here too. What's in their heart? Just like subtle little note.
It's like a sus, but then he adds in that C sharp in there too.
Yeah. But even in there, it's kind of hard to hear.
Sneaks in. Yeah.
So let's hear what that translated to in the final. What's in their heart? Yeah, it's a little more audible. And
that was always
cool production effect. Fun.
What were the things on that, if you recall? Sam?
So the actual, I bet it was probably some form of Valhalla Shimmer or so I'm guessing. But I'm pretty sure it was like a printed reverse thing, and in Pro Tools, if anyone hasn't messed with this, just do it always. There is a reverse print option in Audio Suite plugins when you open up reverbs, and if you mess with reverbs, delays, and print them in reverse instead of forwards, you get this like crazy sounding effects. And if you reverse your like your source audio before that, and then you get a double reverse, so it's actually playing backwards in normal time, so it ends up sounding like awesome.
Didn't that guitar player that you like, didn't he like do that for some solo in some album?
I'm really amazed you know that.
Hey, I know a John Petrucci fact. Yeah.
Hey, man. You really want to go with Richard's random facts? Richard, name all the people that lost presidential elections.
No, we gotta keep it. We gotta stay on track for this one.
Yeah.
Richard is a man of many facts.
But wasn't that was the John?
That was one of my favorite things. Yeah.
And then reversed it, and then learned it backwards, and then recorded that, and then did something else.
Yeah. The best part was that he wrote a mediocre solo to begin with, and then was like, "I'm gonna do all this stuff to make it sound better." No, I do like it. That song was awesome. But yeah, this real quick, not so fun fact, but Adam did like a bunch of different takes on these kinds of sections with the very, very soft. For centuries, so just like settling on a tone for that kind of thing took us like so many goddamn takes, and it's really just us fishing for something we haven't tried before, which is this kind of dynamic we don't do very often in like the heavier songs. And the Light Years was like, we spent a lot of our time on like the upper end of his range, and we're trying to figure out how to like balance that on new music, and this was like a good step in that direction. But the little background effect here, if I can isolate just that, it's a little hard to tell, but it's like actually kind of, it's got this like grittiness. It was actually a different take that we were like deciding between, so I said screw it, let's use both of them, and I'll just like verb out the other one that you thought was kind of cool with this like gritty kind of like bluesy thing, and ended up being this like cool kind of blend underneath. So like, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no real like lyrical connotations. He's saying we, and there's more than one voice. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff you could read into there, but yeah, that was a fun production thing. I'm always trying to figure out how to do more with vocals.
Yeah.
And this one, just like, I mean, come on.
Damn, that went for way too long. Wait, one more time.
Contrary to the other takes that took forever to do, I was like, we need a belt, like
that's
stat.
Yeah.
And this was maybe 2 takes because it's what, 2 panned things. Actually, I think it's 4. It might be 4 of them.
Huh.
There's like a deep belly one in there.
Yeah.
That's the Bud Light tone for sure.
Let's see. Is there actually
cool?
That one. That one. That's the one.
That's that little Johnny Craig sneaking in there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you'd be flattered by that comparison or not.
I still would be. I mean, separate the people from the.
Yeah, I'm not saying, hey Adam, you remind me of Johnny Craig in your general demeanor.
Yeah, dude, this one
life decisions. But
this one time, Adam borrowed my MacBook in the van and wouldn't give it back for 15 minutes. It was a real big Johnny Craig moment.
I love everything about that. So let's just keep up with vocals, and maybe we can wrap this one up so we can get onto other parts.
Yeah.
But I really, really dug how this section ended up. There was a lot of layers going on in the original song as well. We didn't want to mess with that too much, but I think we complemented it pretty nicely. Let's see what the raws sound like. Free these obnoxious ties. It's like a full unison.
That's got 3 octaves going on.
Passion be your guide. Never strip yourself of a badge. Protected like nothing you have ever had. Always adding up, forever fulfilling us. Little barbershop quartet stuff at the end.
Were all those gang vocals just ripped straight from the OG, or did you just redo those?
So that's part of it. I think this one is we took some gang vocals. I had to retime them because we slowed the song down a couple BPM, but I think this is the same thing from
Yeah, Yeah, I hear Duffy in there, and I also hear some of the track. Some of the track is in the tail, I think.
And that reverb and all that stuff is like printed in. I can't find it.
Yeah. Wait, play it one more time. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, because we were blasting out the speakers.
We had the little, and that was that you, me,
probably Duffy, probably Sharif,
Grayson. I think Grayson.
Probably Grayson,
too.
yeah. We did, because we did gangs for like most of the songs in that.
I think we did that.
Time, I think. And because I'm embarrassing Adam all the time, I'll play some like other isolated stuff. Nothing you have ever. So that's me and Adam. What else is here? Nothing.
Do that.
Can we get a live recreation, Sam, of the recording process?
C is for cookie.
I actually think there was a couple of takes in there of us just saying random shit. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I think there was one in there where
that's kind of cool.
That's the tradition.
That's the added stuff that I tracked with not this mic, that 416, the Sennheiser one that people use for like TV interviews that I got through Isotope. I just use for recording now. He's done on acoustic too. We can talk about that next. But yeah, if you just throw a bunch of stuff in there, even if it's just two people, you can get some pretty cool sounding stuff.
Cool.
And then the last thing I want to throw.
Okay, you get one more.
Adam's this whole section basically, and then Allison's stuff.
That's
like,
two things.
When winter so lies, it tries to battle you. For Bruce colder in my mind.
Just like total beef.
When winter snow lies, it tries to battle you. For Bruce colder in my mind. This time we choose what the world has done for us. Our lives will be used. We cannot hesitate. Our hands made of steel with unstoppable force. Work the bones, turn the wheels.
Did you put chorus effect on my wife?
We got. I didn't ask for consent. I apologize. No, it's actually just herself. It was a one solid take that we got, or two rather, that we were able to use as a double. So here's one.
Work the bones, turn the wheels.
And I forget how like, awesome
put a chorus on my wife.
Put your wife in the chorus.
This time we choose. We can't stop now, or we lose.
Oh, okay. So the click made it in, but here there was one.
Wait, what?
There's one moment that we missed.
What's the world?
Is it this one? All right. This is important. Listen very carefully what's at the end of this voice.
Be used. Be used.
Are you kidding me, Richard? You can't hear that?
I was trying to figure out who it was. Which one? I think that's too long. Yeah.
And it like verbs out and everything.
Richard has literally everything now. He's gotten the cats are on the record. His wife's on the record. His piano's on the record.
Yeah, and the piano. Once we got to the piano, I was like, okay, that's it. We gotta one more time.
Story. One of our cats. I have a video clip. I need to send you this video clip. But one of our cats. She's not afraid of singing. We don't quite know what it is, but when you sing, she'll come and like get in your face and meow whenever you stop to take a breath. So she's not like running away. Like she'll come up to you, but she just like gets all worked up and then she meows.
Maybe she likes singing and is just upset that she can't also do it.
You know, Alice and I disagree on what the emotion that she's displaying is. I think she's like, yeah.
Malice. Ill intent.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my god.
So
That's
Tune
so
in next
funny.
time. I'll find the footage for that. I have
That's
it.
so good.
Amazing. Okay, we gotta
So
move
that's
on.
fun.
I'm gonna keep you on track because I don't know how long you want the stream to go, but
Too long.
you know.
So,
Okay.
Too long. Oolong.
too long for
Nice
oolong,
cat.
but not too long for oolong.
long.
So, James, you can chime in here on
What?
how in depth you want to get in for drum stuff. But this session was fun because we actually, I think we ended up spending more time setting up the live stream of that day of recording than I did like preparing the session properly. So once we finally got it running, it was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do the thing.
I actually completely forgot that this guy tracked at 52. Not gonna lie, totally forgot.
Yes, we tracked this at James's old rehearsal space in Boston.
Which is like a completely like
Different part of your life.
semi-treated room. Couple of dead mouse carcasses eat up some of the low end.
Does
You
add
know,
to
in
the
the
sound.
corners.
Big rat bass traps.
Yeah, big rat bass
On
traps.
sale now at your local. That's my company.
How'd
We
you
do,
guys
like,
find my
animals.
SoundCloud?
Animals as sound treatment, not like real animals, but just like foam creatures. You know, wouldn't that be fun?
I feel like every animal rights organization would have a problem with that.
No, I'm saying like literally like foam, like
Oh,
fake.
like fake, like
Just
tiger
like-
stuffed animals.
Yeah, like
Yes.
out of bass trap material, like normal acoustic foam, but it's carved animals.
Yeah. I'm into that.
Not bad. Not bad.
Studios can be fun again.
Yeah.
But not that they ever weren't. But that is my my SoundCloud DJ name is Big Rat Bass Trap.
Big bass trap. That's your label.
That's my label. Yeah, I dig it.
Dude, honestly, I can't even remember. Like, so that was what the Motu 8 pre's, 2 Motu 8 pre's, right? Did I have 2 at that time? I think I had 2.
Yeah, you had definitely at least 2, and it was probably pretty similar mic setup to.
Honestly, probably not because
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot of things since I've moved.
Yeah, did you have the Neumanns by then?
No, I didn't.
Overhead
We
stuff?
used the gauges, small diaphragm gauge. I think we might even use the large diaphragm gauges for the overheads.
Yeah, we got overheads and rooms in there.
So okay, so then if it was overheads and rooms, then it was the small diaphragm gauges for overheads and then the large diaphragms for the rooms. That I think I normally put like 6 feet back. I probably moved them back a little bit further for this, and then I can't remember what I put on the floor toms. I guess it was. I think it's probably
421s, 2 of the 421s at least.
the racks, and then the
uh,
floors were probably a beta 52 on the first floor, and then an Audix D6 on the second floor, Tom.
Mhm.
And then subkick D6, and then the 91A. I think, and then I think for this I had the SM7B on the hi-hat because I hadn't bought the 81 yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say both kick mics sound pretty awesome on this one, and I like usually hate D6 with a passion.
See, I love the D6 with a passion.
But like, so let's
wait. Can you play it?
So-
I'll probably tell you which one it is.
Yeah, so check this out. Here's some isolated drums, raw drums. That's the out. Would that be the D6?
Play the other one. That's the
This is the
91A.
91, definitely.
Yeah. Play the other one again. That's
the-
a D6. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's interesting. That's like it adds the well, there's a little like
It's a little bit
consistent rumble,
slappier. Yeah.
but like it
yeah.
adds like it kind of fills in the dip that is this guy.
Yeah.
But that's where we get the metal from, and then of course we have. If that was just the whole record, we just.
The
Anyway,
sub kick. Yeah.
That's a little something.
It's also funny too now that can you play the solo drums one more time really quick just because I'm remembering other things now that are funny. right, two things. I don't own that snare drum anymore. I gave that back to Jordan.
Oh, the
offbeat one.
offbeat.
That was the old one that I had that I like broke the insides of. The insides got like destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then that stack, that small stack cymbal thing that you're hearing is just like 2 or 3 broken cymbals that are just like put together. So like classic drummer stuff.
Just broken things.
But it sounds really cool, and I have nothing that sounds like it now, so I'm kind of bummed. But like I remember when I moved, I was like, am I really gonna put these cymbals in cases? And there was just like the cymbals were like it was like if this was the cymbal, it was just like crack all the way through one side and then through the other side on one of them, and then the other one I literally just like it was so cracked I just like bent it and the whole thing like split into 2 pieces. So I was like, all right, I don't have this anymore.
Just tape it back together. It sounds even better.
The only other thing I don't remember from recording is like how we did the tempo changes. If we just like if that was like a deliberate thing, or if it was just like I played things slower and faster and then you just like emphasized it more. But other than that, that's all I really remember.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the stuff we have like programmed in here. One of the ones that I don't remember. Oh, I didn't remember this. We actually, no, I do remember because we had trouble trying to do this in the room because it sounds cool in the recording, but it's like a lot to ask of you right away. It's coming off a main riff and then slowing down for a breakdown by 4 BPM because we wanted it to just like feel like hit a little slower. So we have this subtle, but like
wait,
that
play that
was
one.
Hard.
Play that one more time.
And then of course all the craziness that follows, but
yeah.
This change was cool. That break is always fun to do. Yeah, so the tempo changes were programmed in, but it was hitting them that was hard. But they were based on like sort of things you're naturally doing live that we just wanted to accentuate. So that was like a way to bring a little more realism into a click track band. But I should also just reemphasize the fact that like while these drums are like loosely comped and lined up so that certain like downbeats and production stuff like lines up so that we get like a certain sound that is akin for metal stuff. Like these are not heavily quantized drums by any means. Like we have a bunch of solid hits here, but they're all like around the beat because they're all just like following the feel of the moment. So
zoom in.
really
Let me see him.
Yeah.
Let me see how bad James is.
Yeah,
Late.
How off
Late.
the beat was I on?
Not even close.
Early. What is this junk? Wow. Go home.
Nice, dude.
Drunk. Late.
Yeah, because me and my fucking giant gross need to not quantize things.
I was also burnt out. I didn't want to deal with it.
We gotta make that human music.
Human music.
I'm happy about
But
it.
also, like, editing this song in particular would have been such a pain in the ass because it's all the, like, whenever I edit drums for clients, I hate having to do songs where, like, the bass drum and the snare are, like, hitting together.
Oh,
because having to edit that is just like, ugh! So,
it's like
this
part of the
song would have
sound,
been
but
such,
yeah.
this song would have just been, like, a complete pain in the ass.
What I'm seeing now, it's interesting, is I actually left the unstripped toms in the chill section.
I mean, they do.
Because I thought they added a little bit of like.
They add a little bit of decay to the snare and the hi-hat too. They're like a little bit of shimmer in the hi-hat, probably for that Tom 1.
Yeah, and it's like it's cool for sections like this because it adds more space, and there's not a bunch of like China and like heavy, scary cymbal stuff going on that just like bleeds into those mics. That sounds like terrible anywhere else. Yeah, this section was really fun to work on because I know we were trying a bunch of different things, and I was just like kind of generally throwing out like, okay, like do like as little as humanly possible in the first part here, but now like just do like cymbal stuff, and you're like, okay, and I did this thing, and I'm like, okay, can we get like a drum and bass sort of thing, but like not really, and you're like, got it, and then it was like the next take, and I'm like, okay, cool, and after like just a couple go throughs of like messing around with a section like this, we landed on this after and then I think you comped it on your own as well, but these kinds of parts are fun to do for that reason, where we want like a quote unquote or sort of like busy drum performance, but that doesn't feel like as like maybe like sporadic as you were mentioning. The old performance sort of felt like you're like playing, especially because it was like a lot, everything was like sampled and high velocity on the old record, but that was the sound. There's a lot of
also
crazy playing.
the original version of the song didn't have vocals, so like that whole middle section was
true,
not like so, and then that drum composition just like never changed. Like I think that, excuse me, I think the drum performance was recorded before the vocals were written.
Probably.
So that was like the thing.
Yeah, and you're playing off
and
each
I think,
other way
and
more
since
this
we were
time.
so like dumb, we were dumb. We didn't like do like a safe take when we tracked to like complement vocals. So we just got stuck with the one that was like Adam trying to sing and then just drum fill, all
yeah,
that
forget
shit.
that we
And then
did like an
Adam trying to,
album,
like,
and the real drums was like an afterthought, and then like by wait, no. Did we meet Adam in like August or something?
Adam sent us his vocal like audition stuff like days before we went to go record.
For drums?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
So,
we did drums in Michigan, and then
Yeah.
we got back and it was like that was August 2012?
September. Yeah. August, September. Yeah.
And so that means between September and October we did all the vocals for the album. Or all in September we did all the vocals, right? Because the album came out in 2012 October.
You guys gotta keep a band diary or something.
Yeah, so we did like all the vocals, I guess, in like a month after. That's probably why I wasn't sleeping.
He wrote the entirety of Voyages by himself as an audition.
Not all of it.
And
there
most
was
of
sections.
And most
like,
of Outliers, though.
Also not totally true, but
well, no, some of it though. Not most of it, but yeah, some of it.
The first things I heard were like the end of Outliers, and the like main intro of Voyages was like his like first audition. We were like, this is crazy, in a good way. But yeah, that's drum stuff. We can do another stream where we go like more in depth into like actual mixing things and like why these tracks are called Tom EQ instead of just regular toms. Because I did strip all of these so Adam would have a better time of mixing them and gating and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we can definitely go back and do more streams talking about like specific mixing. But real quick, this bass tone, because Werner, like, oh my god. Is just like the metalist thing. And I know the Dingwall sound is a very like the Nolly thing to do, but well, that and Fat Filter Saturn was our main sauce on the Dingwall bass, which sounds like this, being the DI, and then converting it to that for the actual tone. And it's the, I think, Crunch amp patch on the Saturn, the one Nolly's known for. I think is the Saturn is like some screaming amp, lead amp, some other like distorted guitar amp, and this one is like a slightly lower gain, crunchy thing, but like, I don't know, for whatever reason, like I haven't seen too many people using it, and it gives like this like super metal, like dirty water going down a shower drain sound for some reason. Like that's like what I like akin this to. I don't know why.
That's the dirty water going down the shower drain right there.
It just sounds like a dirty metal pipe, like, which is what you want in your metal stuff, and especially sounds great in the breakdown sections.
You know what that sort of sounds like? And I've never made this connection before.
What?
You know that like this is like a high school jazz band class. Salt Peanuts.
Salt Peanuts. Salt Peanuts. Yeah, oh my god. Salt Peanuts. Salt Peanuts. Salt Peanuts. Salt Peanuts. God. Can't unhear. Ugh. This transition now sounds so much better with the new bass though. Just so much good stuff happening there. And I guess the only fun thing to draw attention to is the room track that I sent him as well to blend in there. Just a.
Oh wow.
But it's like that low in the mix versus like.
Where'd you guys do this?
We did this right where you're sitting, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we did this a year ago.
So what was this room track say?
That is
or is
probably,
that just another synth?
It's probably Valhalla room.
Okay.
I had a room track that I used on the light years that was from a Guitar Rig patch that I can't find for the life of me. Even though I have contact and all that stuff. It's just, anyway, I'm gonna track it down someday. That was my room reverb for drums back then of choice too, was this like Guitar Rig loud verb or something, like Loud Studio. It was so funny. I was like, oh, it's just a second. It just sounded great.
It says loud. It's perfect for
exactly. So that was my reasoning. So yeah, bright and shiny and loud is just all the reason you need to do anything. So bass ends up sounding awesome for that stuff. And let's hop over to guitars real quick. Basically, what you see is what you get with this stuff compared to how it changed. It's a little bit brighter, but not like too crazy different. It's pretty similar to the tone that I was using on, it's like probably one of the similar patches actually, to the light years. But this time around we tracked it all with this thing. Finally got it on a recording, and I got this like September 2018, and I'm not super well versed in like how different tone woods and pickups and all the little idiosyncrasies of like guitar building stuff affects tone, but all I know is this guitar is really heavy, so I know it's made with like heavy wood, and the sustain is just insane. Like, so yeah, it just sounds a lot warmer than the Carvin guitar, which I was using on the last record. So it took the tone that I essentially was already using. I knew would
Have you
work.
considered it? Is it just because it's red and your guitar was blue?
Yes, that is entirely.
And everything you own is blue.
Yeah.
And your favorite color is blue.
Yes. Am I wearing? Oh, I thought I was wearing blue. There's some blue down there. So.
You're not.
Well, check your underwear. Are you blue underwear?
Blue underwear?
Nope.
Blue socks. Blue pants. You're probably wearing blue jeans, right?
PJ pants, but
oh yeah.
Who's wearing actual pants nowadays?
Hey.
Just got me stripping on camera here. But yeah, the point of this was I didn't want to think about it at all when it came to guitar, because like as soon as you start going down the rabbit hole of like picking new guitar tones, your ears turn to jelly and everything sounds terrible. And that's why I'm dreading picking new stuff for the new music. But
And that's another one of those committing things.
yeah, and that's why I like the neural stuff, which I used. I'm using for demos for new material, and I'm loving how that sounds. I'm actually using the same guitar cab impulse response from this one in those demos. Might still switch it up, but the feel is just amazing, and I don't have to deal with printing an XFX track like I did for this song. So I much prefer that, and that quad cortex thing will be coming soon in the mail, so I can actually.
Are you going to buy an XFX3? Do you think, or have you moved on?
Oh, I already pre-ordered the quad cortex, so I'm like fully on the neural train now. I'm not going to throw away my XFX, but
right. But well, that's what I'm saying. Are you going to get an XFX3?
Probably not.
No.
It's like so much money. Yeah. I mean, it's
all right. You jump in the ship.
Yeah, actually,
that's exciting.
I think it's $2,000 or more or something, and then the neural one is only 16. It's still like a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but I've never pre-ordered something so fast because I haven't bought like guitar gear in the longest time, aside from this guitar like 2 years ago. So that'll be fun for when we're working on new stuff. I'll have that. And it can run.
That will be fun.
It can run like 2 guitar amps, a bass amp, and vocal effects all at the same time. So if like Werner and Eric and I all wanted to like jam stuff together, like live even, like that's a thing we could do, which is insane to me.
Cool.
I'm like so stoked to see what we can do with this stuff. But yeah, I guess the only other fun thing to talk about real quick on guitars is the varied tones. Some of them were by accident, some of them were by design. One of the first ones that was by accident that I ended up really liking was the middle position pickup selection on this guitar, which uses both pickups. Has a very like it's closer to being in step with the Animals as Leaders, like really gritty, articulate type of thing. Kind of like a snarly dog versus like a barking dog, which is
so when a middle position means that it's using some of the sound from both of the pickups.
Yes.
Can't fool me.
All of them.
Of the 2 pickups that you have, one of them is a humbucker.
Yep.
All right. And the other one is a I don't know any other types.
It's a humbucker as well.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sneaky, right? But these are the Petrucci pickups from 2009 because I'm vintage, and had the opportunity to buy a guitar 2 years ago and said, I could get all the new stuff, but what's up 2009 and a guitar that nobody sells and nobody wants to hear anymore? I want that one.
Have I been not you this whole time?
There you go.
Ah,
that sounds just so much better.
Gosh, I'd only known.
I didn't realize it. I was like, wait, something weird sounds, and then I was like, oh shit,
so that was fun. But where's the transition point? I think it's the yeah. So the transition into the actual main like low string riff after this, you can hear a really clear distinction or change in tone.
Oh yeah.
Becomes the barking dog. Like literally sounds like a Rottweiler to me. But I don't know if you could hear in there actually. I brought back all the stupid dive bomb stuff that we did on the original recording that I
so now we're
couldn't
making
do for the longest
animal
time.
Bass traps.
Yep.
Foam animal bass traps and animal based guitar tone patches.
Yes.
We used the Rottweiler for this one. Sorry,
the
but
Rottweiler.
Tell me about the dive bombs and stuff, because that's my favorite part about guitar, is dive bombs and pick scrapes and all the extraneous,
all the
techniques.
noises. I tried to make it a little more messy. After listening to new Contortionist music, I was like, our stuff is too clean. I want to mess it up more. So we did some of that here, but we'll do more of it later. But I spent a lot of time just like doing little articulatory junk, like this stuff. Like getting that just palm mute to sound right takes like forever. And then really thick chords with lots of like close voicing stuff I tried to fit into this section.
Cool.
And then of course the last one. Yeah, just using the dive bomb on everything. So good. Let's see, before we get to the dive bomb at the end, just real quick to jump through these sounds as well. Oh shit, there's 6 tracks. So all that is and then couldn't decide, so I did like literally every possible harmonic I could just to make it sound metal. And then this is kind of cool. This whole last section is quad tracked, which is something that we do a lot in our music, and if you don't do it, you definitely should, because it's fun. Pick a pickup, play the riff, pick a different pickup, play the riff again, and just do it good both times, and you'll have a good time, and it'll sound cool like this. And then play it a half step off. And then put it in the dryer, and you get weird sounds. Because if you don't do that, it just sounds dumb. And take it to the take it to the chorus. And then let's see. Where did the all the junk at the end here happen? Yep. So I did little quad tracking stuff just to highlight certain sections. Ooh. Yeah, the tappy thing. Ooh. That riff was super fun. Literally threw that at Werner at 1 a.m. and was like, do it. That's a good example of something James did in the session, just off the cuff.
He played guitar?
He played the drums and then did something cool. And I was like, whoa, what was that? And I was like, okay, well, that has to be. Because it always sounds way better when he does something and then I copy it than the other way around. The best thing, though, is I wonder if I can still hear it in the original. You can always hear like big downbeats like these when James raises the drums like 10 feet above his head and kicks the kick drum with his entire body force, the downbeat kick.
He like Inspector Gadgets his arms real quick for like maximum.
Oh, so good.
All right, roast me. Roast me.
And then my favorite part about this new recording, honestly, to put a pin in guitars for now, because we can do more guitar stuff detailed later, is all the acoustic embellishments. So little sections like we were just listening to, just adding little chords here and there, or that rhythm also.
Okay, yeah, I saw that you mentioned that on YouTube, and I was like, and I was trying to pick it out, but you know, I don't know what guitar sounds like, so that's cool. Thank you for highlighting that for me.
I think Charlie Robbins was like the first to like really pick out the different acoustic stuff going on there, or appreciate it rather, which was awesome. But yeah, little things like this ended up poking through the mix, just to like add rhythm. Oh yeah, another dive bomb. What's funny is I was tapping this out and I wanted to play the actual riff on the acoustic guitar, but it only has 6 strings and tunings are weird. And I think for some of this, I could have played something that complements it, but I ended up just sort of copping out and doing this instead.
Yeah.
But in context, it actually doesn't even matter. Because it ends up just giving like those notes the attack, and then it sounds like it's filling all that stuff in anyway. Kind of like sections like this. All that dive bomb stuff. That's my favorite dive bomb in the whole thing. Because if you dive the bar and then like flick it as you let go, it like does this flutter thing. It's like silly and stupid and
advanced dive bomb techniques.
Dive bomb techniques, yes. Last thing I'll say about
not your father's dive bombs anymore.
Last thing I'll say about the acoustic.
You guys aren't ready for this, but your kids are gonna love it.
Is the this guitar, the Petrucci one has the piezo pickup, which is like the direct connection of the string to like the cable, and just doesn't sound. It just sounds like the string. So I ended up using, I'm assuming, an isotope EQ to like help match that to the sound of an acoustic to get them like pretty close to each other. And then also record the really acoustic piezo.
I think so.
Because like there's piezo, there's piezo. People like, who's wrong? I don't
right.
Well, we'll get it in the reprise of the wrong. And the point of that was I am super into, as you can already tell, like double tracking and quad tracking stuff anyway. So I wanted to first put those two different sounds like head to head and see which sounded better. But then I ended up just going for both, honestly. So in the acoustic stem here.
Ooh, I hear that.
I believe that's actually 4 tracks. So here's,
wow,
that's just the regular acoustic guitar, and then the actual piezo, which is just the electric. Similar, but I'm able to get like the low B and stuff.
Yeah.
And then real acoustic. But then you put them together and you get this like cool chimey chorus effect without having to buy a freaking chorus pedal. Because your parents won't buy you plugins because you won't stop buying plugins. And then on top of all that, you add the like the John Petrucci clean sound, which is the middle pickup that we were talking about before, but you split one of them, so one of them's a single coil. And then because
science. John and the double coils.
John double coil. John double coil Petrucci.
You gotta split them so you only have one.
You gotta split the Petruccis.
Save one for later.
Yeah, you can't spend them all at once. Spend it all
We've all been there. You know, just like the plugin.
He takes both coils and puts them in his arms. That's why his arms are so big.
They're just literally coils. And then you put
them in his arms.
James has coils in his arms. That way, when he does that,
you can freaking jump. And it's a question. Let's see. Yeah, and the last guitar thing I guess is the combination of the clean and acoustic, which is just Dream Theater stuff that I'm trying to rip off. Ends up taking each one of these individually.
You really like that Dream Theater band, eh?
Yeah, they're pretty good. You should check them out, Richard. You might like them.
Yeah.
You get this like just amazing like magical combination of sounds, and then you bring in this guy. My favorite part about the whole section is if it was just all D major. That's all it would sound like without all the stupid metal B stuff happening.
All right, can we go over piano stuff? Because now I just want to hear Richard speak.
This is so good.
I don't have anything to say.
So let's see. We got here for piano. Oh, we got a handful of tracks. We did some cool production stuff on this one.
There were a couple of things. You're right. Yeah.
Even right in the intro here, I don't think this was one that I asked for or micromanaged in any way. I think you just sort of came up with this and was like, this is dope and we're going to do it. We wanted to have Richard double the intro riff. So let's hear what that sounds like.
I play in the metal band too, you guys.
And I think it's pretty audible in the mix overall once we're like, yeah,
it is
jamming along, which I think is pretty cool. especially the. And then the song should just end there because, like, really, like, who else is doing anything important? But that little ascending line is actually a separate take on top of the original one, so it just adds to the.
We have dual track pianos.
Oh, you
dual
kidding
track
me?
pianos.
Oh man,
we've
so
got
metal.
octave pianos later. So that was the other thing. That was the spot that I was remembering. Yeah. I think probably when I had that idea, I couldn't play them both at the same time. But
can you play them at the same time now? Go.
I can't. I did look at I did it in the playthrough video.
Oh, there you go.
Watch the video. Watch the footage.
Actually, no. The reason
Check the game.
I did them separately when I was recording because I figured that way you could change the balance of, you know, whether you want to bring out the ascending voice or bring out the core.
And it does
the
sound
core
better.
riff. James.
And you couldn't do it. Moving on. So this little thing was actually brilliant because when we were arranging this stuff, we were like, with most things, Richard, what do you think would make this more sick? And Richard says, hold my beer.
Oh my god.
The
dog just
hold my beer.
Oh.
Did your dog just shit?
No, she didn't. She just farted though. Oh, holy cow.
No, open a window.
That's not coming through the stream. You guys aren't getting that.
Well, you said she farted. She just didn't pee. You know, that wouldn't be a stream.
The puppy party.
Nice.
Oh, hey!
Yeah. It was good.
Who recognizes that melody from the other album? Because we can't write new songs.
Wait, what is it from?
Wait, oh, you tell him. Here, I'll play it slow.
Oh shit, it's the 2 Days melody. Damn, dude.
Sort of. It's that tornado chord progression.
Yeah. Oh, damn, that makes it even worse.
It's the end.
Yeah. With something else.
Yeah. All right, pull up Tornado. We gotta refresh James's memory. That's the whole the outro section. It's that chord progression.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn.
And again, like
sorry.
Go ahead.
You can. Oh, it's
I was just gonna say, and I think in Tornado it's sort of G-ish. You know, it's like G major nines. So like, you know, it all again still sort of works over. So now we have G major-ish, 9-ish, whatevers in the piano over sort of D major-y guitars over that low fundamental B. So everything is just like getting stacked. All of the color.
Dude, those low Ds.
And that's why they did D.
Yeah. This record sounds real good. Who did that? Anyway. Fucking kill me. This part is cool because one of my favorite sounds is actually tuning pianos an octave lower, like after the fact, not just telling you to play it lower, and adding that in as like a texture in certain spots, not all the place, but like you get this cool like hollowed out sort of like sound, and on top of like
it sounds like one of the like toy piano samples from like Contact or something.
Yeah, but it's real.
Yeah.
It's a real toy.
It's a real toy. You are a toy. Yep, we included a room track as well for this stuff. I think actually this came out of like
that was probably a real room though, right? Because Richard, you track with 6 now or 4 for this one or 6?
Well, it's just like the room that the piano that I record on isn't worth capturing. There's no.
So if you sent me,
there's no bloom or anything worth getting
room stuff. There's a chance I might.
Did I send you room stuff?
But I don't think so. It was probably just more of a process.
Oh wait,
thing.
Yeah.
Cause this is tracked. You tracked this at.
You tracked this at home. Or did you?
Oh, you didn't say your home?
This was at my office. At MTSU. Yeah, because this is on the full piano.
That's legit. Pulling out all the stops.
But it wasn't in like the recital.
Because what other metal band has access to a fucking real Steinway to use on their records?
Probably some. Maybe not like. Maybe not like for. for those recording at home, but you get in the studio, you go to a piano.
But I'm saying like for like demos and shit, it's like we just use the Steinway.
But this isn't a demo. This is
but I'm just saying.
I just
whenever
want to believe.
Whenever we want, we can use the Steinway.
I want to believe that this was like recorded in that nice LSU studio, or
yeah, dude. Oh man.
Oh, never settle hall.
Yeah, dude. Best drum sound ever came out of that hall. I swear.
God, but Richard, you keep teasing me because we were working on this section, and if you guys remember from listening versus the old one, this whole first section is now in 4/4 entirely.
I just added a couple beats, yeah.
And it like flows so nicely, and as we were working that out, Richard was programming or writing down his MIDI, because you play like the MIDI stuff into Finale first to like tweak things and all that stuff.
Right.
And as I was getting those sounds back, I was adding them into the mix, and I was liking the exact like articulations and stuff you were doing, and I was like, oh, there's no way we're gonna be able to like get it to sound the same. I've already heard it. I've been cursed with demoitis. And like the first playback of like, oh, this is actually what I meant with like the flourishing stuff, I was like, oh yeah, well obviously this sounds better. Just every time. Or no, sorry, not this one. Like, you kidding me? And we almost cut that stuff in favor of vocals, but I'm glad we kept it, even if it is a little extravagant.
It's busy.
But it just adds a whole other layer and dimension that we weren't even close to touching on like old music. And this is like the kind of like interest and intrigue I'm looking to get into, like some new songs and stuff that feature piano more, has less of just a articulatory reinforcement thing, which was the whole theme of the last record. So this is a good segue to new stuff, I think. But we still played the original melody here and there to reinforce some stuff.
And you did a good job, because I had sent you even a couple more ideas, and you had just been like, hey, like here we got to sort of re-ground ourselves and reintroduce the OG riff and all that. I think
like
we struck a good balance.
Yeah. God, we're so good.
Gosh, what a team. Although I still like have trouble remembering in the next section, the next 7/8 thing. I still have trouble remembering which spots because you sliced and diced and moved things around a little bit.
Oh yeah, this one was
so you had to cut around me in the playthrough video. I'll get it next time we play live. I've got like 2 years to remember how to do it.
That's unmixed and this is mixed. A little brighter. Dude, I've been meaning to call this out. I think I mentioned it to James at one point. There's a lick that Richard like plays here that's from a Glasper song, and that's why I liked it.
Wait, play it again.
Never listened to Glasper in my life, except when James.
Yeah, that one. That's like he plays those fourth harmony things all the time,
and then also this.
Yeah.
Stand alone.
Wait,
I stand alone. Stand alone. I stand alone.
We go back to Richard's previous comment. You don't listen to Robert Glasper without my when I'm not around.
Not unless you put it on when I'm
not around. Because he's not around.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
He's like, sad.
Nah, I have nothing against it. I never think to.
You don't like it?
I gotta be fair. I gotta be truthfully honest that I don't really care about anything post Black Radio 2 either. So
okay.
But Black Radio 1, dude.
Fair.
That shit was Sam probably hates that record because that's all I played in our apartment like the whole entire year and a half that we were there. I remember like it was like the first night drive of the first tour, and I like got like some site leaked Black Radio 2 like at midnight, and everyone was asleep, and I turned it on like full blast in the car as I was driving down the road. I'm just like, guys, this is fucking sick, and everyone in the car is just like, yo, can you turn that down? I'm trying to sleep. I remember Sam particularly being like, oh, I don't care.
I always think I'm like cool-headed, and then I get in the van and everything sucks.
You think you're cool-headed?
Dude, my favorite. Sorry, I gotta share this. I gotta share this one roast moment. Hold on. Let me do an in-person reenactment of this Sam roast moment. So let me set the stage for everyone here. We had just played a show in San Diego, California that I had booked like 13 hours prior to us playing the show because our previous San Diego show had gotten canceled. We drive to
so that
the
was
show.
at what was that place called? The Lighthouse or whatever?
The Tower.
The Tower.
The Tower.
And then they had the thing
close.
where they stamped your hand. It just said "fuck you" on it or something like that.
Mhm.
Remember? And then
They
we
did that
played the
everywhere,
show.
wasn't it?
Show was cool. We got a flat tire, and then we got
Yeah.
stuck in traffic. We didn't get home until 4 a.m. And I remember I think it was like Megan or I lost the key to the front door or something. And I just remember Sam doing this in the middle of the road.
I think we all needed that day off because that was like right before our one and only day off, you know.
And then he did a spin move, came back, and he's like, "Are we good? Are we good?"
I definitely had to like pee,
So good.
die, and like the whole tire situation, like again
Oh, yeah,
with the
the
van, and like
Shout out to Marianne Isley for letting us use her AAA membership.
that was before Denver, right?
That was definitely before Denver.
Yeah, that was a
Everything's
whole
on
nother
fire.
basket of a whole nother kettle of fish. And the other thing about the tower was it me or Werner who had like left their wallet.
Oh, it's definitely
Somewhere.
Werner. Definitely Werner.
It might have been me. I mean, you know, I was slipping at the time as well. And they would, I think, whoever it was, they wouldn't let either me or Werner in
Oh yeah.
to set up for the show because they were like, "Oh, we got to ID you," and it's like, here's the rest of the band, all in
definitely
mid
Werner.
late 20s. You know,
I'm holding this entire piano and no one's
Right,
yelling at
like-
me.
yeah, and it was like an 18 and up bar too. Like it wasn't like a 21 and up. It was like you don't think I'm 18.
This guy's gonna have too much soda tonight. I can tell. I
Yeah.
can tell.
I think that was in Arizona.
No, I don't remember.
That might have been. It was
Because
that's
I
the show
think it
my
was-
power
okay.
amp blew.
Because I think, because my the power amp blew, and then someone left my hi-hat stand in New Mexico.
I left my hi-hat stand in New Mexico.
And we almost got that
And so-
dog.
San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the dog, dude.
That didn't
I
have
totally
a
forgot
owner.
about the
Eventually got
dog.
brought to animal control or something. I don't know, but like Adam was like legit.
Oh yeah,
he was
that
like,
little dog.
he was like,
Oh,
I'm
that's so
half
sad. Yeah.
keeping, I'm half considering keeping him, and we were like half
Yeah.
okay with it.
Well, I remember because that was at Megan's aunt's house, and the other dog that they had was a rescue. And I remember Linda was there, and we were like, "You can't bring it to my house because then it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay."
Mhm. Right. Like we
Because
couldn't
the last
actually have a
dog
van
that-
dog.
I think we
the
named
other
it
dog-
Chimbus.
That's so funny.
And then he ran away, and I was like, Jimmy, no, I miss you.
That's so good.
Well, I feel
Somebody
like
took care of
our
him.
half us trying to half piece together memories of that tour might not be super informative to our throngs of fans.
This is true.
Do we want?
We have
do we
one
wanna-
throng,
Do we want? Okay, a single throng.
single
Do we
throng.
want to wrap it up out here? We've been going hour and a half.
Just
Anything
just
else,
about the strings I wanted
okay.
to get to last. 'cause
Oh,
that was the
yeah,
most
yeah, yeah.
important part.
So, question, probably a little late to be mentioning, but is this like all these nicely organized stems and producer packing? What is will this eventually be for if someone wanted to get their hands on it?
Well,
Will there
it's
be an opportunity?
Funny you should ask. Actually,
That's what I'm here for.
to confuse things one layer further, as I always do. Technically, our producer pack currently includes the colored tracks here that are mix downs of everything, so that no one has to deal with
Okay.
500 separate tracks if they want to
Mhm.
check out what a rhythm guitar is doing, what a lead guitar is doing, and etc. But
So
producer
get the
pack
11
4,
core stems.
yes, exactly. The
Mhm.
however many it is here.
11.
The core 11 exactly. He's counted. God damn it. Will be available as a producer pack with the guitar tabs for this song, because let's face it, only guitar players are going to be buying this. Just kidding. And then you can use these to form backing tracks, take tones, reference them, play along, post covers, all that good stuff. So I'm pretty sure we'll be putting these up for pre-order probably next week on the 12th, along with some other fun stuff. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, but if there is any other interest in like having an extensive collection of unmixed stems as well, maybe for like some further analysis or intrigue there, we can talk about maybe including that as a bonus in that thing too. For a modest fee. I'm not into charging like $100 for like this kind of stuff. Like, it's just silly. I want you guys to be able to dissect and check this stuff out and have as much fun with it as I do. So
make trap remixes.
Exactly, it's all we want.
Do you? I haven't asked this, so now I'll ask live. Do you want me to send you the piano sheet music to bundle with guitar tabs? I mean, like, it's not going to make or break any sales, I'm sure.
That could be cool. I mean, there's a large section in the middle of the song where you're going off like a crazy person, and guitar players are we're sort of chilling while we wait for the metal parts to come back. So that could be a nice thing to add in the midst of the guitar.
Learn how to play piano.
Yeah. Just to see like what it looks like on guitar, and then Will's going to cover it.
Will will probably just learn. Yeah, Will will just learn your piano part.
Yeah, he'll be my sub if I ever can.
Cockatoo, where are you at?
You're gonna and my wife's busy. Sorry, so my wife on my sub list, calling the wife. Then if she's busy, can't do the tour.
And call Will.
Yeah, Will. Yes. With 3 guitars.
So there's a handful of extra stuff in here that was all, I think mostly Omnisphere and like Keyscape and stuff like that. Like various octaves and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, chimes and all that stuff are good, and glockenspiels.
Always good.
But, you know, you guys ever used kalimbas? Not to just. Oh, we got a big kalimba.
I have the new kalimba library from Sonic Coacher.
I believe I also have that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did the kalimba here.
Okay.
With the music box too. Adds this little like. And just the subtle flamming of everything makes everything so good. And then I think I was just playing around with pianos.
Each holding a kalimba.
Oh, wait.
Playing it with our heads. I dug this patch too.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice.
These like subtle like bed things that fill in the more percussive stuff going on there. Dude, that sounds cool.
Megan's grandfather bought me one. It's only in C though.
So you're gonna learn an interlude.
These are very like not in tune.
Yeah. You can tune them. They're just like, it's a pain. If you take out the bar on top, you can slide them in and out.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I was afraid of doing that though, because then you get all the other ones out of tune, right?
You gotta be careful. Oh yeah.
So this just sounds like a. You know what that sounds like?
Can you make a clip where it sets up the breakdown, and then just cuts to just the kalimbas instead of the breakdown.
Guys,
yeah, we should.
This is a really deep cut, but it's very near and dear to my heart. It sounds exactly like the Primal Rage fight music. If anyone knows that video game, a classic 1990.
Oh, it does sound like battle music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find the absolute track.
So good. But this section was fun because it was always something I wish I did back in the day when we were just doing just the gent stuff, and I wanted to add all these like other layers to make this gent riff. more interesting. Just calling it what it is. So we have all these like synths and things going on too.
Yeah.
And that effect was
You
something
guys
I
never
messed with
on
for a long
guitar.
time.
You never play the riff with that extra 16th added in, right? You never do the. You never go all the way up. That's just in the synth layers. That would be cool to figure out a way to do.
Because
you need a lower string, but
that's why I wasn't doing it. That's why I wanted to do. I ended up doing that in the tornado riff. Actually, if you remember that
yeah,
and then the it's just full 16ths in that. Yeah. So I think I definitely wanted to mess with that concept, but like the best way I could get that to like cut through the mix was to just do it with the synths and stuff.
Sure.
So in there, I started finally messing. I was doing a bit of Omnisphere, but I actually finally decided to mess with something that I was subscribed to as well, which is the ANA synth from Slate Digital. They're not really known for their synth products, but they have a cool thing. And it adds a bunch of like cool vintagey synth layers and stuff. It does a bunch of weird things, but like even just like the stock sound, I think, which is like this one, which is just like the first patch they give you, and it's like tweaked a little bit.
Dang, we're gonna beat this boss, no problem, you guys. Oh, I love that vibrato.
Yeah, I ended up using that same patch, I think, for some of the new songs as doubling, but the vibrato gets overpowering after a while. That might have been a Spitfire.
I could totally play that. What's the piano doing as well? Anything?
I think
that might become a new piano lick.
Yeah, it should be, because that was later on in the process, and then I think you just had the very full sounding. Oh, come on. What the heck? Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe I can just do the arpeggio with the right hand. So the chord.
Which was, yes, because like it's such a cool part.
I'll have to get this
yeah.
producer pack and find out new and fun things to do.
I love adding that low octave stuff to make things bigger. But yeah, so that's a fun patch. And I think it's also combination with to what you're saying. It's this stuff was really hard to hear in the mix because it just didn't get top priority at the end of the day. Like having this go through the wash with Adam Bentley, like helped me focus on like what is actually contributing to the song and what is just kind of filling in the gaps, like the extra dessert and stuff. But like I think next time I'll focus more when we do either separate songs or another release. If we're doing like instrumental versions, I'd be actually really down to like do like instrumental mixes. Yeah, which is sort of what I did for Void, which was and Lullaby, which was in both instrumental songs on our last album. We did an instrumental release. I sort of rebalanced them a little bit, added some stuff to Void, really subtle things, but it gives a slightly different experience. So in addition to synths and stuff, we also have this Insanity.
What? I didn't know we ever had choral ooze.
We had a bunch of choir stuff on the old record, or the first record, so I wanted to update that. And we didn't do very much, if any, I don't think, on the light years. But yeah, so it's just so fun to add that to like piano stuff. Like
damn, dude.
So there's like, for a lot of these songs, there's a whole other arrangement honestly going on.
We just gotta do like a synth version of this. That could be our new Twitch intro.
The acoustic version, yeah, that is, but it's just it's just synths.
Just
and
there's a lot of stuff buried in there.
Yeah, I balanced the these are also mix downs of different tracks. I have a bunch of different string tracks and some other songs we go over another time. I'll show you even more. It goes even crazier. It's like absolutely insane. But this is an example of where like a string library, because they've come so far nowadays, that is a bit more broad strokes, like ensemble gestures rather than like individual stuff is great. And then you can use more focused sections to like highlight certain things. So like a progression like this. You have a little bit of like the dynamism or whatever in there, and but it's, you know, it's not super realistic, but it helps fill in the gaps there. And then if you add a section that sounds a bit more realistic on top, you get like the balance of both of those. But like, again, still super bright and in your face so that it cuts through some metal stuff. And then adding this later just sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean to me.
Is that in there?
Yeah.
We've got Pirates, we've got Salt Peanuts, we've got
Tron.
We've got whatever, Primal Rage. It's all in there. We got something for everyone.
Yeah, it's just like adding all that stuff to build that build up is so fun. I think we also did, where is it? that's the other one. But yeah, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, this one is a really subtle one that didn't but it adds something, but it's not very audible. Here, I'll play it in context first.
Okay.
And it's like,
I think I heard it.
Yeah, it just adds this little like layer of like building dread, and it's actually messed a lot with Soundtoys. Awesome plugins. They have a thing called Tremolator that just makes weird tremolo effects, and so I was, instead of using a plugin that I should use now, the Isotope Stutter Edit, which makes randomized crazy things happen like way easier than what I was doing, which was like freaking playing with automation and stuff, automating just a bunch of random tempo changes, or not tempo change, time changes, like eighth notes and stuff in the tremolo in that, and it was like creating these weird rhythmic effects that I ended up basically like programming to be relatively in line with the riff that was happening in some sort of like cool syncopated way, so you get this like crazy sounding ooh, there's that verb on there. And that even that is actually, oh, that's cool. It's its own layer is the rhythmic stuff. So that was just a bunch of like,
is cool,
cutting up stuff and like crazy stuff. Yeah. I use DJ for one second. Yep.
I used Tremolator.
The tremor
recently. It's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's like when you're just trying to do some random new stuff, and you know, it gets
cool. Because like I got the whole Soundtoys suite, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, some student discount, and you know, I've just gotten all the free updates since then. And
yeah, I put what is it, Microshift on everything. It's like my favorite stereo spreader, Soundtoys plug.
Wait, there's a education discount for Soundtoys 5?
Yeah, but you have to be educated.
Yeah. they send you a test. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know how long ago. I might have got it when it was Soundtoys 4.
Academic discounts, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, $250. Oh, I'm gonna get this.
Spitfire chamber strings, amazing. Love that. Used a lot of LA scoring strings on the last record, but those are much, much drier and take a lot more processing to make work. But all the articulations are like super spread out, and so you can be like super detailed about the things you want. It just takes a freaking long time. And you still have to program a lot to make it sound remotely real. Putting string players out of work, but we should have some real stuff on future music because that would be fun to experiment with. Oh, I almost
You can hire session people.
Yeah, I want to like combine that stuff and like just get like a way bigger sound.
Yeah.
Forgot my favorite silly patch that I found from the Metropolis Arc series. I believe it's Berlin strings, which might even be a little bit. No, I don't think it's on this one. Berlin Strings has a really, really nice solo cello and solo violin that sound really nice when blended with the chamber string stuff. I find the soloed instruments from Spitfire don't sound super realistic. They're like, they're much, much better at that like multiplayered, swimmy kind of room sound. Everything's kind of baked in with this room.
What we say in orchestras, we say multiplayers.
Yes. Yeah. Twitch stream. And the guitar doubling here, I actually used these. Oh, there's two patches. One patch is this guitar ensemble, which is just this random patch in the midst of all these like strings and orchestras and choirs and horns and all these other things. It's just a bunch of guitars in a room playing power chords, but
nice.
like recorded nice, and so it just sounds. Just sounds hilarious by itself. And there's also from this other cool company called 8DO. They make a bunch of
yeah, I remember John Brown back in the day made like a whole 8DO album.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like weird cool, unique plugins, and there's this one called Post Rock Guitar that just has a bunch of effects on this like Telecaster style like guitar that they verb out and do a bunch of weird ass stuff to. And it does a thing where one of the chords that you can just press buttons on is just these like sus chords. Ended up taking that and blending it with the guitar ensemble. Which is fun because it's something I might have done normally with like a regular guitar anyway, but it just adds this extra weight to like this kind of stuff. Ooh, that's interesting.
Sam distracted. Curious.
Did I? So those are always supposed to be dive bombs, and I did a slide instead, which is what I do live when I don't have a whammy bar. That's funny.
Huh. One snuck in there.
Yep. Sounds cool though.
It does.
It shows like recording guitars is such an arduous and annoying process. But yeah, so let's I think the last unique effect that happens in the song are these pads, and so this will be my plug for the coolest plugin that my brother actually bought for me a couple years ago. This library called Posthuman from a was it Final Impact, First Impact?
Hey,
I gotta figure out
in and out a little bit.
Oh god, the
there. Oh yeah. Much better.
but yeah, it's a contact library called Posthuman, and all it does is everything. It combines 4 different sounds and blends naturally between them. It's insane. So you get these like ever evolving, ever changing like pad sounds. That sound like
In a world
alive almost.
where Sam has all the plugins, he only needs this one
Just
because it does everything.
All it
Posthuman.
does.
Coming this summer.
Ooh, win. Dang.
In a world
Cats.
where the
Coming
rock
this
is
summer.
between movies.
But everything will change when these
Two
grandmas
brothers.
attack. Two brothers. It's two brothers.
So between this, basically, we just needed something to fill in the space between the piano and the guitar that was doing very little, just the little chordal accompaniments and the busy drums and all that stuff. Just like be the glue that like sort of smears everything together. And I couldn't decide on which ones you wanted to do, so picked a Posthuman one, picked a lower one, and then picked a higher one. And these 2 I think are from Omnisphere. And you'll probably recognize these because this is what we use as our intro for stream stuff.
This is what we drove to Tesseract. Oh, no, actually, it was the front of the album. I can see the fake. Was that ish?
Yo, guys, this makes me want to play Halo.
Were you guys on the original soundtrack for Halo? Because I mean, it's just you got it.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
And then I got a little fancy because I forget who did this first. Who decided that
Richard.
you decided the chord should change for the cool thing?
I changed the chord. Yeah, and I appreciate you like changing everything to sort of meld with
we
what
went
I
in.
jammed up. But it was cool. Yeah.
Like, you kidding me? Like with the vocals too. We did we went all in.
I thought that was the section you were gonna chuck out when I sent that to you. Did that. It's awesome. All right, brother. I gotta eat some almonds or something.
Yeah, and I think that's the basics.
it for today.
So get your string libraries, get your multiple guitars, get your piano player with a grand piano, and you got yourself a record.
It'll be on sale at your local Borders.
Actually, it's only being sold at FYE, and it's a special 21 plus version, and you don't have your wallet, so fuck you.
Bring your ID. Yeah. Is FYE is that an Australian store?
No, dude, it's American.
Okay, I've never actually been in one. I see,
it might be like a Midwest,
variants, but I've never been.
I've only ever seen it in malls.
Okay.
What's a mall?
Right. Yeah.
Throwback.
Oh, it's the thing that Amazon killed.
Okay.
Oh.
Brutally murdered by Amazon. All right, well, sick. Well, we'll do another stream next week. Don't know what it's going to be yet because we don't think that far in advance.
Oh, except we kind of do.
That's true.
We do?
You'll see. You'll know what it is. You know what it is. Next week,
don't.
You'll know. You'll know.
You'll I'm trying not to show my whole schedule.
You'll know.
I can't look at the thing.
You'll see it. Okay. So tune in next time.
Yes, we'll be for a special announcement. Actually, so a week from today, we'll be releasing this for pre-order for the producer pack with all the fun stuff that comes with, in addition to the other fun stuff that it comes with. So
yeah, I see that like our Bandcamp has updated, and it says specifically things happening.
This is true. So if you want to see things are happening, mosey on over there, and then wait till next week when even more things are happening. Big things are happening.
Big things are happening. Okay, so we'll see you then. And
be sure. Yep.
live long and prosper or whatever, and have a good one.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.